Continuing with my process of adding some of my favorite cocktail recipes to the book, today I'm doing one called the Homely Smoke. It was one of my favorites from 2024. The word homely can have two meanings. It can mean somewhere that's quaint, comfortable, nice, like your own home. Or it can mean an unattractive person. I'm going to take a punt and say the name of the cocktail, Homely Smoke, is meant to evoke the first meaning, not the second, as in, this cocktail, it's warming and comforting, not, ugh, this cocktail, it's ugly. The name of the cocktail does give away there's going to be a smoky element. In this case, it's peated whiskey in the recipe, but the whole cocktail, it's a cognac base and it's warming, it's comforting, like the name suggests. It's got relaxing after dinner vibes. Imagine the perfect environment is like an old pub, wooden beams, big leather chairs, open fireplace, you know, a homely vibe. As I said, cognac base, but so that's brandy. Don't buy into the hype that cognac is automatically better than local brandies from anywhere else. It's good, and I am going to use a cognac, but if you have a local brandy that you like, or just from somewhere apart from the cognac region of France, use the one that you like. There's also amaretto in this character, which adds, I think, to the after-dinner desserty vibe of the whole drink. And while there is the smoky element from the peated whiskey, it's only a small part of the cocktail, so don't be scared to go with a really bold, extra smoky whiskey. Those are the main ingredients of the cocktail. Now we're going to bring it all together and I'm going to show you how to make it. In a mixing glass, put 1.5 ounces or 45 mils of the brandy of your choice, then half an ounce or 15 mils of amaretto, then 1/4 ounce, around 7.5 mils of a peated whiskey, and then just 1 bar spoon, around 5 mils of honey syrup, and 1 dash of aromatic bitters. Add ice to the glass and stir it for 20 to 25 seconds to chill and dilute the drink, and I'm straining that into a chilled coupe. I've been really getting into mezcal cocktails lately, and with this element, the peated whiskey giving the smoke, I couldn't help thinking of what would it be like with mezcal? Better? Worse? Just different? So you know what? I'm doing it. So that's once more 1.5 ounces of brandy into the mixing glass, then half an ounce or 15 mils of amaretto, this time 7.5 mils, 1/4 ounce of mezcal, then again 1 bar spoon of honey syrup, and 1 dash of aromatic bitters. Once I start experimenting, I find it difficult to stop, and I thought maybe I should go the whole way. Maybe I should replace the brandy with another agave spirit, an aged or anejo tequila. So I'm doing that! Here we go! Into the glass this time we do 1.5 ounces or 45 mils of anejo tequila, then half an ounce or 15 mils of amaretto, then 1/4 ounce or 7.5 mils of mezcal, and then 1 bar spoon, 5 mils of honey syrup, and just 1 dash of aromatic bitters. All that's left now is a taste comparison, and they look exactly the same, so I've taken some considerable trouble to make sure I don't mess them up. So this is my original recipe, Homely Smoke. It's every bit as good as I remember. This is essentially an old-fashioned variation, even though I'm serving it up like this. Split base spirits and amaretto is the main sweetener in there. So it is essentially an old-fashioned. It's so good. No wonder it made my top 10 in 2024. Now the first taste comparison, the relatively subtle change, taking out the peated whiskey, putting in mezcal. Can I taste any difference? It is distinctly different, actually. Let's see if I can articulate how it's different. I think I prefer the mezcal one. It's a brighter, almost cleaner taste. They're both really good though. Final taste comparison, the radical change where I've swapped out the cognac for an anejo tequila. That is unsurprisingly really different. Again, I'm going to do a direct taste comparison. Cognac. Ooh, they're both bright. The cognac is fruitier. I think it's, because it's the wine-based brandy, some of that character is coming through. Whereas the one with the tequila is a much lighter, brighter taste. I'm almost getting pineapple vibes from the sweetness in this one. I tell you what, they're all good. I don't think I can really nominate a favorite among them, but it just goes to show when you find a cocktail that works, that template is going to open the doors to lots of experimentation, and I'm a big fan of experimentation. I even went up looking up some Spanish to see what would be an equivalent term to homely smoke. So a colloquialism, that would be casa is house usually, but there is a more colloquial term, hogar. And so the two potential names, and I am not a Spanish speaker, so I have to check my notes. I could either call that humo hogañero, humo hogareño, or humo del hogar. Spanish speakers, feel free to tell me, shut the hell up, that's not how you pronounce them, what are you talking about? But also, if I got it right, or I got it appropriate, shall I say, the first one translates literally to home smoke, and the second one translates to smoke of the hearth, which is much more bringing in the vibe of the homely atmosphere. So I think that's the better name for it. In fact, smoke of the hearth is a great name for a cocktail, I think. Maybe I should try and come up with something for that. But that's been a really interesting exploration for me. I'm recording this on a Friday night. That's my excuse for making 3 reasonably strong cocktails because I don't have to be anywhere tomorrow. So that's me set for the evening. I hope you're looking after yourself wherever you are. Hope to see you again sometime soon. Until I do, I will say cheers.